Hello everyone, this is my new Cyberbeast that I've been doing videos on. My last video was 10 things that I dislike about the Cyberbeast. I did say that I had no issues with the truck, dead quiet, no rattles. That has changed. In the course of one weekend, that has changed significantly. So let's start with issue number one. I went and supercharged the other day on, I think it was Thursday. This is right after I did that video. And it threw a error message that said right rear motor disabled. And then it threw a second message that said left rear motor disabled. And if you guys have been following Cybertrucks, there's an active recall on these Cybertrucks built before July of 2024. And it has to do with faulty inverters for the rear motors. And so when the inverter goes bad, the motors go bad, and the motors have to be replaced also in addition to the inverter. So I was thinking, well, this truck has a build date of after July, so it seems kind of strange, but stranger things have happened. So it's behaving exactly like that, where the one or two rear motors get disabled and the car goes into limp mode. And when it's in limp mode, because this is a Cyberbeast, you still have the full functioning front motor. The car is drivable. It says okay to drive, C service center. So you're good to go, but you have to take it in, and it limits you to 65 miles an hour, which is not really good because you're just driving at speed limit. So rather than do that, I went ahead and sent in a ticket to my service center because I have an open service visit pending, and that is my light bar. The Cyberbeast comes with a light bar. They ordered my light bar, and I have an appointment in 2 weeks to get it installed. And so I just added to that ticket. I said, this is what's going on. They said, bring it in first thing in the morning. When I woke up, that's what they said. So I got my car to take it in there, and I figured, maybe it's just going to reset itself. And sure enough, it did. If it's an inverter issue, it would not do that because it would be failure. And again, the drive motors need to be replaced. So it's not something that fixes itself. So I took it in anyways. They looked at it. They had it for about 3-4 hours. And they said everything is fine. It just needed to reset itself. So hopefully that's the end of that. And I really am not too concerned. I just hope that's it. Issue number two is my interior camera. My interior camera is showing that, let's see if we could pull this up. It's showing, oops, come on, you can do it. It's showing, shoot, it cleared. So it was showing interior camera blinded or obstructed, and it's not. It's just, right up there. There's nothing obstructing it. But ever since I got this truck, this is the Foundation Series, it came with FSD, and I have FSD in my Model X Plaid, so I'm very familiar with it. I still own that car, and I drove that over the weekend, and my Model X Plaid never nags me. It never asks for steering input. I never have to touch the steering wheel. As long as I'm looking straight ahead, it looks at my eyes. Attention monitoring does very good, and it drives for me for as long as I keep my eyes on the road. It's really easy to trigger. I just look down at my screen for like 3 or 4 seconds, and it'll say, pay attention or give the steering wheel a jiggle. This truck in FSD mode has never, ever really worked like that. It's always asking me to jiggle the wheel, whether it's daytime or nighttime. So that message kind of gave me an idea. Maybe there's something going on. So I went ahead and turned on my interior lights. It happened at night, so I turned on my interior lights, and it was still doing it. So what that tells me is there's something going on with the camera. So I stopped, and I closed the truck, powered it down, and then used Sentry mode to look at the interior camera. And I did a screenshot of that. I can't post it here, but it showed everything was completely fuzzy. Like you could barely make out shapes of the seats. Like it's just really fuzzy. And I can't imagine that this interior camera can visualize where my eyes are looking at that resolution. It's so bad. And so I thought, what the heck? Let's check out my Model X Plaid, which is parked at home. I switched to the Sentry mode interior camera on that, and you could clearly see in great detail. You could see the seats, you could see everything in the car. And so that leads me to believe there's something wrong with this interior camera. And so I added that to my service ticket. They said, okay. So that's problem number 2. Interior camera has an issue. FSD is not working correctly. This is problem 3. Bed outlet door open. So this is the outlet cover for the rear bed mounted 120 and 240 volt outlets. I went and checked it a couple times, open and closed it, and it's still saying this. So there must be an issue there. So I'm gonna have that addressed. And I have an issue number 4. So this truck is completely silent, no rattles, all of that, but everything has changed. Now this is how it should sound. So when you bang on the outer skin, that's what it sounds like. It's just kind of like a thumping a drum. Last night when I was driving, all of a sudden it started doing this. You hear that rattle? So what's happening is I feel like this outer skin is delaminating from the inside somehow, like there's some kind of bonding issue. And it could be a cable or something inside here that's causing that. But it's making that sound, not the thumping, but the rattling sound from 70 miles and up constantly, like steady. It won't go away. And so what I did was I was checking this out. I don't know if you can hear that, but you hear that like a click? So what that is I can feel it like there's some kind of like a adhesive or something inside that has debonded. And that's why I suspect it could be that, because that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So I'm going to have that looked at. So the way this works is this upper door skin, the door card is one piece, and then the bottom is a second piece. So the way you get this off is it's just clips, a bunch of clips in here, and then lower clip that holds it in place like this, and then several clips up in here. And then, several clips up in here. I'm not looking at my screen. And then here, there's like little claws that hold on to the bottom. And then there's like 3 or 4 bolts here that unbolt all of this. So I'm not going to take it apart myself. It's going in for service anyways. I may as well have them do it. And so those are my issues. We'll see what happens. By the way, this is that little repaired area. There's a recall on this. These little sail panels, or whatever you call this, was recalled because they were coming off. And so they welded up something like a post on here, and it's bolted in place now, so it can't come off. So if you look here, it looks like it's been refinished. Like and I'll probably have to fix that with my little method, but it's because when they weld this little prong on, it discolors the stainless, so they regrind that. On this side, you can see it a little more. You can see like a little bump. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of hard to tell. There's a little bump in here, right around here. So that's where they welded it on, and then they refinish it to make sure it doesn't come off. So I don't know what's going on. I have a feeling it's some kind of panel bond inside that's debonded, or there's some kind of a cable wiring harness or something. But I can't imagine there being a wiring harness on the back end of that door. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that they can go in and just rebond this door. The way it looks to me is that this is not just panel bond on the edge. This looks way more serious. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's welded, like aluminum weld. I mean, stainless, some kind of welding, because you can see the burn mark. So we'll see what happens there. And then, yeah, I can't see them just taking off this panel and rebonding whatever's in there, unless they get it from the inside. I guess that's possible. If there's an opening inside, they can rebond it from the inside. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's my update. See you guys.